Updates with Mr. Warford. Updates with Mr. Warford. Updates with Mr. Warford. Updates with Mr. Warford.
What's up? Welcome to another episode of Updates with Mr. Warford. This video is specifically for my world history people. Just my world history people. I'm going to show you how to access your vocabulary list. At the beginning of every unit, you're going to get a vocabulary list and you'll turn it in at the end and be working on it throughout that unit. Sometimes we'll have a unit that's 3 weeks long. Sometimes we'll have a unit that's 4 or 5 weeks long. It just depends on the timing and how fast we get through the material. But you'll always get the vocab list at the beginning, turn it in at the end. So we're looking at my Google Drive right now. Yours will look different. But remember, you always are logged in using your Google account with your student email. Okay, don't use your personal email. Use your student email. You would go here, go to Classroom. I've already got it pulled up here because my computer is kind of slow. Again, your classes will look different that you have. This is some teacher stuff that you don't have to worry about. But I do have a world history class set up here. So you would click on that. And again, since my computer is weird, I already have it pulled up. Remember, everything that we do in class, you'll find in the classwork tab. Okay, the stream is for things like announcements. So you won't find anything there other than classroom announcements or reminders about due dates, which is always good to check. But as far as the work that we do every day, you're going to find it in the classwork tab. There would be more stuff here typically. This is just an example. But you'll see I've got I think this is a PowerPoint posted here, but usually the first thing that you'll find is the vocabulary list. So here it is. On a typical in-person school day, at the beginning of the unit, I give you a paper copy of these two. But since we're starting with NTI online work, you're going to get them electronically. So you'll see here, it says complete the vocabulary list handwritten and submit a picture of it via Google Classroom by September 24th. So it gives you the due date and tells you what to do and how to do it. If I click on this, and I've already got it pulled up here, you'll see an example of the Unit 1 vocab list for the Renaissance. Whoops. So pretty self-explanatory. It says, as you read through text, watch videos, and complete assignments for this unit, complete this vocab list. Each unit will have a vocab list and be taken for a grade. It'll function as a studying tool, quizzes, and exams. It is highly recommended to keep each vocab list in your binder when it has been graded and returned to you. All vocab lists are to be handwritten. So remember, you handwrite it unless you have some sort of excuse that you need to run by me. And then you take a picture of it and upload it into Google Classroom. If you have issues with that, shoot me an email and we'll work through it. And as you see, it says read through text, watch videos, and complete assignments. That's where you're going to find this vocab. We don't really have a set textbook for world history. I pull things from textbooks and I may give you printed out materials or upload PDFs of textbook pages, but we don't have a book for everybody. So you're going to be finding these words as you complete assignments. And because of Google Classroom, you'll always have access to the stuff. You'll be able to go back to it. So it won't be a day where you'll see this paper with a vocab term on it, and then after that day you never see it again. You'll have access to all the materials to do your vocab list. If for some reason you cannot access some of the materials to get a definition, I am okay with you using Google. However, I'm just going to give you a little warning. Remember that we're looking for the vocab that is very specific to what we've been talking about in class. If you pick the first thing off of Google, sometimes you're not going to find a valid world history definition. So here's an example. Follow my cursor here and you'll see number 14. The vocabulary is the city of Florence. This was a thriving city during the Renaissance in Italy. Okay, so for that definition, I need you to reference the Renaissance in the definition because that's what the unit is about. If you look up here, it says the Renaissance. That's what Unit 1's about. So if for some reason you cannot access your information from Google Classroom, or when we do in-person instruction, all your packets, handouts, graded work, things like that, or maybe you're just struggling to find the best way to put it and you're getting maybe overwhelmed by the information and you want to use Google, check this out. So Florence, if I pick the very first thing that I find, which is off of Wikipedia, which is not a very good scholarly source to use, just FYI. But if I look at this, or if I look off to the side here, it says Florence, the capital of Italy's Tuscany region, is home to many masterpieces of the Renaissance art and architecture. Okay, so it mentions the Renaissance, but maybe in class we talk specifically about what was going on there and what made it a big deal during the Renaissance. So if you just pick the very first thing you see, sometimes you're not going to find the best world history definition. So keep that in mind. And also don't get fooled by, you know how now on Google, it'll pop up a couple sentences from the first website that it hits. A lot of times that's not the best world history definition, okay? So keep that in mind. But that is generally how you do your vocabulary list. Remember, it's handwritten. You get it at the beginning of every unit. You turn it in at the end of every unit. If you do that and you fill out definitions that are the most world history relevant and stuff that we've been talking about in class, you'll get 100%. If you got any questions, let me know. Shoot me an email. Peace.